Hello everyone, I'm Mushroom Kingdom Puffle, and today I'm going to be trying out a different type of video. And that's because there are a lot of things in video games that make them memorable for years after we stop playing them. And that can include the story, the characters, the mechanics, the gameplay, the list goes on and on. But for me, the most memorable part of a video game is almost always its music. That's why today, I've put together my first ever top 10 list. My top 10 favorite songs in video games. Before we start, I've made a few rules for this list. The first rule is that there can only be one song per franchise, and that's so that the list isn't completely dominated by songs from only one or two franchises, which it definitely would be if I didn't put this rule in place. Now the other rule applies to medleys and remixes. Basically, only certain remixes and only certain medleys will be allowed on this list. A medley is only allowed if it's from the same franchise as the songs that are in the medley. So if it's from an outside franchise like Super Smash Bros., then it's not allowed. And if it's a fan medley, that's also not allowed. The same can be said for remixes, but remixes from an outside franchise are allowed on this list, unlike medleys. Alright, I've gotten all the rules out of the way, and I'm starting to get a little impatient, and I'm sure you are too. So without further ado, let's get into the list.
Number 10.
Number 10 is Bomb Rush Blush from Splatoon. Splatoon is full of good music. I'd say that I enjoy at least 90% of its soundtrack, but my favorite songs are the ones sung by the Squid Sisters. It was very difficult for me to pick between Calamari Incantation, Now or Never, and Bomb Rush Blush, but in the end I chose Bomb Rush Blush since it's the solo performed by Callie. When the final Splatfest, Callie vs. Marie, was announced, I was torn. I'd never had a preferred Squid Sister, so I didn't know who to choose. Luckily, Nintendo had just released the Callie and Marie amiibo, which each had their own unique songs that would only be performed by that Squid Sister. I decided to choose my team based off of which song I liked more, and the answer to that question was, without a doubt, Bomb Rush Blush. It's clear that the Squid Sister solos were meant to portray the respective personality of the Squid Sisters singing them. While Tide Goes Out is slow-paced, quiet, and calm, like Marie, Bomb Rush Blush is fast, upbeat, and exciting, like Callie. These songs made me realize that about the Squid Sisters. The fact that Callie was so much more enthusiastic than Marie was what made me join her side in the final Splatfest. And even though her team ended up losing, at least she'll always have the better song in my eyes.
Number 9.
Number 9 is the Bubblegum Cape remix from Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Originally from Animal Crossing New Leaf, this song is my favorite song from that franchise. I already loved this song in the original game, but it was improved upon even further in the latest Super Smash Bros. Game. This song is arguably the most peppy song that KK Slider can play for you on Saturday nights. However, it really isn't given justice when it's only being played on the guitar, and it doesn't sound as cool to me when it's played on its CD, since then KK himself isn't singing along. Smash took the best of both worlds and put them both together, so that the song is played with all the instruments it needs to make it sound awesome, while KK Slider is still singing along. That's why the Smash Bros. Remix is the version that made it onto this list.
Number 8.
Number 8 is the Smiles and Tears remix from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, before I start, I just want to say that I am unsure if this remix is actually official. People mark it as a lost track from Brawl, but I'm not sure how factual that statement is. However, I like this version and the original equally. I like the original because it's nostalgic, and I like this version because it sounds better. So, even if this version isn't official, the original version would still be number 8 on this list. I'm only playing this version because it sounds better, so it'll be more enjoyable for the video. I'd also like to say that I hate the Smash 4 remix of this song. It almost completely removes the bridge, and it's just way too upbeat. Now that that's all been said, let's get on to why this song is on the list. Earthbound is my second favorite video game of all time, right after Banjo Kazooie, so obviously the main theme of my second favorite game ever is going to be a favorite. But the reason it's my favorite in the series is because it has lyrics. Although these lyrics have only been officially released in Japanese, people have translated the song and edited the lyrics to fit the tune in English, and I love these lyrics. Honestly, if this song didn't have lyrics, it wouldn't make the top 10, but since it does, it's number 8 on this list.
Number 7.
Number 7 is the Buoy Base Galaxy remix from Mario and Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Winter Games. Super Mario Galaxy is full of amazing music, and it was home to my favorite song in the series, Purple Comet. However, when I heard the remixes of this game's music from the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series, Buoy Base Galaxy took that song's place. Normally, I don't like dubstep. However, when it works, I love it, and Buoy Base Galaxy is a song it really works with. That's all I've really got to say about this one. It's just plain awesome.
Number 6.
Number 6 is Masked Dedede from Kirby Triple Deluxe. Just barely missing the top 5, this song is a remix of the music used when fighting Masked Dedede, the final boss of the Revenge of the King subgame in Kirby Superstar Ultra. The song itself is a version of King Dedede's normal battle theme, but made to sound more serious. I love King Dedede's theme, but this version of the song was my favorite to listen to. So when I first heard the remix of this theme start playing in the second phase of the fight against Masked Dedede in Kirby Triple Deluxe, I got super excited. If this theme didn't have a remix, it'd probably be lower on this list, but this remix is just so good, so it takes the number 6 spot.
Number 5.
Number 5 is You Will Know Our Names from Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't know what it is about them, but I struggle to get myself invested into any RPGs that aren't Pokemon. Because of that, I never really got into playing Xenoblade Chronicles. That being said, I still will watch Let's Plays of other RPGs, especially if they're made by Sugar Conroy, who's always been my favorite Let's Player since I was like 8. Sugar Conroy did a playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles about a year ago, and I watched every single episode of it in full. One thing I noticed about the game was how awesome the music was, and pretty soon Smash 4 fully exposed me to some of the best songs from the soundtrack. Out of all of them, my favorite is You Will Know Our Names. This song is absolutely epic. It really sets the tone for the battles it plays for, which are battles against unique monsters, which are basically bigger, more powerful versions of normal enemies. As soon as you start a fight with a unique monster, the music makes sure to let you know that the fight you just started will not be an easy one, but at the same time, it inspires you to keep fighting no matter how difficult it gets. I can't really say much more about this song without really playing the game, so I'm gonna stop rambling and go on to number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4 is Discovering Banjo Land from Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. As I said before, Banjo Kazooie is my favorite video game of all time, and a big reason for that is how awesome the music is. So when I found out they made a fully orchestrated medley of music from the first 2 games, my mind was blown. Even though Nuts and Bolts is a pile of garbage, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Except in this case, this game is simultaneously my trash and my treasure. This song is the only reason I even own this game. The medley starts with the music from Click Clock Wood, the final world of Banjo Kazooie. This song sounds great orchestrated, although the version in the medley sounds a bit lacking without the birds chirping along to the tune like they did in the original. Then it transfers into the music from Freeze Easy Peak, the 5th world in Banjo Kazooie. This was one of my favorite songs in the original game, and it sounds amazing in the medley. It's kind of mind-boggling that they managed to transfer between such a peaceful song and such an upbeat song so smoothly, and they managed to do it again when they switch into Mad Monster Mansion. This is the song from the 7th world of Banjo Kazooie, which took place inside and around a haunted mansion and church. This music was made to sound spooky, and it did its job pretty well in the original game, but the orchestrated version of the theme almost makes you feel like you're in actual danger and should be running from something. Then it transfers into the music from Gobi's Valley, the 6th world in Banjo Kazooie. This song is actually a little dull. I might even say it was my least favorite song in the original game. Desert music normally just sounds boring. Honestly, if I wrote this medley, I would have put the music from Treasure Trove Cove or Bubble Gloop Swamp in its place. But hey, they can't all be winners. And the song still does sound better orchestrated than it did originally. After that song, Banjo-Tooie finally makes its debut in the medley with Cloud Cuckoo Land, the final world in that game. In my opinion, this is one of the only 2 songs from Tooie that is on the same level of greatness as the music in Kazooie, the other being Jinjo Village. This song sounded pretty good in the original game, but it's this medley where it really shines. It next moves into Mayhem Temple, the first world in Banjo Tooie. This song, like Gobi's Valley, was just alright in the original, but it stands up for itself pretty well in this medley, sounding much better than it did in Tooie. Thank goodness for that, because otherwise Cloud Cuckoo Land would have been the only Banjo Tooie song in the medley that actually sounded good in my opinion. Finally, the medley ends with Rusty Bucket Bay, the music from the 8th world in Banjo Kazooie. This song is another one of my favorites from Kazooie, and it sounds amazing orchestrated. Luckily, unlike Click Cluck Wood, the background sound effects in this song were kept in the medley. In this case, those sound effects are loud beeps and whistles, which helped convey that you were on a large industrial ship in the original game. If those sounds were removed, it honestly wouldn't feel like the same song. Overall, discovering Banjo Land is one big trip down nostalgia lane for me, which is why it's so high on the list. Number 3 is Battle, Island Kahuna from Pokemon Sun and Moon. Picking a favorite song from the Pokemon franchise was one of the hardest things to do for this list. I love Pokemon music, especially battle themes. I'm probably going to end up making a separate top 10 list just for Pokemon music in the future. Anyway, originally, this spot was going to be given to Mewtwo Battle from Pokemon Rumble, with this song being a close second favorite from the series. But those places switched around when I realized a small but awesome detail about this song. It is actually the island trial music translated into the form of a battle theme. That tiny little detail was enough for this song to push itself into first place for my favorite song from Pokemon. If you hadn't noticed this detail yet, I made a quick compilation of the two songs for you to listen to before I move into number 2. Number 2 is the Boss Battle Big Arm remix from Sonic Generations for the 3DS. This is a remix of the final boss theme from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Like Pokemon, picking a favorite song from the Sonic franchise was very difficult, simply because of how good the music is. This franchise will also likely get its own top 10 in the future. Anyway, now that I've said all that again, let's talk about this song. This song is epic. It is fast-paced and upbeat like any good Sonic song should be, but in a way I can't describe, it makes it very clear that it is a boss battle theme. The only thing wrong with the song is that after you've unlocked the homing attack on Classic Sonic, this battle that it plays for takes seconds to finish. It's crazy how quickly you can finish this battle after you have the homing attack. So, if you have the homing attack, you really don't get to hear the song in its full glory. That doesn't really matter in terms of the song's placement on this list, though. It's not like it'd be number 1 if the battle was longer. Speaking of number 1, it's about time I reveal the top pick. Right after some honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
The first honorable mention is Library Piano from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. This song is a diamond in the rough. In my opinion, most of the music in the Luigi's Mansion series is pretty dull, but this song is one of the few exceptions. However, it still isn't good enough to make it onto the main list. The second honorable mention is Dark Pit's theme from Kid Icarus Uprising. Similarly to Luigi's Mansion, most of the music in Kid Icarus Uprising is pretty lackluster, but this song is an exception. Dark Pit's theme is the only song in the entire game that stayed in my long-term memory before I played Smash 4. The third and final honorable mention is I No Uta from Pikmin. Although technically not actually from Pikmin, this song was used in trailers for the game in Japan and even appeared in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so I'm counting it. This song has a similar nostalgic effect on me to the one I get from Smiles and Tears, since Pikmin is my favorite video game series. However, I've actually looked into the lyrics when they're translated, and they're kinda dark. It's actually kinda weird. But anyway, let's get on to number 1.
Number 1.
And finally, my number 1 favorite song in all of video games is The Moon from DuckTales Remastered. Funnily enough, the number 1 song on this list is from a game that I've never played. I was actually introduced to this song via a Let's Play of a game called I Wanna Be the Guy. I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers called Psycho play through the game, and the song was used in The Road to the Fortress of the Guy. He pointed out that the song was from DuckTales. Hearing that song for the first time was amazing, but then I forgot about it, until the Super Beard Bros played through I Wanna Be the Guy, and I heard the song again. Actually, when it started playing, Gerard said, "Shout out to my friend Jake Kaufman for writing an awesome remix of this song." And for those of you who don't know, Jake Kaufman is the person who wrote the music for DuckTales Remastered. So, naturally, hearing that there was an official remix of the song, I looked up the game's soundtrack on YouTube and I found this song's remix. And my god, hearing the song outside of 8-Bit was awesome, and I knew right away that it had to be my favorite song I'd ever listened to from a video game. But what makes it so awesome? Well, I think it's because of how adventurous it sounds. Hearing the song just gives you a feeling that you're about to embark on an epic quest through outer space, which is pretty much what you're doing in the game, although you're only exploring the moon. I don't know, that's all I can really say about it. I swear, some of these songs are just so good that it's difficult to explain why they're so good. But that's gonna do it for this list. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.